गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। नमामि गौडपादञ्च शङ्करं श्रीसुरेश्वरं स्वामिनं सच्चिदानन्दमिन्द्रं तं ज्ञानरूपिणे. Okay, today is Sunday, so we are studying Gita. In Gita, 4th chapter, 34th shloka. We had a gap last week. There were certain reasons. I had to attend some function, so we had holiday. Now, in this shloka, in the previous shloka it was told, Jnana Yajna is the best, higher than anything else. Shreyan Dravyamayad Yajnat Jnana Yajna Parantapa. O Arjuna, out of these many yajnas, Jnana Yajna is the higher one. Highest one. Highest in the sense, you can't say higher. It is the inevitable, that's all. You need it. Other yajnas are necessary. Other yajnas are useful because they help you. But Jnana is the thing that removes ignorance and helps you to understand the truth. Jnana is the real one which solves the problem. Other yajnas prepare your mind to be able to get jnana. Isn't it? Other yajnas prepare your mind. And this yajna really, this means this Jnana Yajna, this Jnana Yajna means Jnana only, pursuing Jnanam. So the investigating, discovering is a Jnana. And to be able to discover, the mind should be have the capacity to investigate, to do vichara. Because people say vichara, but all people are not prepared for vichara. See, I'll tell you, a poet has a type, I'll give you some certain examples you understand. Poet has some certain kind of mind. An artist has got certain kind of mind. A technical man has some kind of a mind. An administrator has got a kind of a mindset. Similarly, a scientific investigation also requires a certain type of mind, isn't it? All these professions do not have the same kind of mind. Just as a scientist, or you say a police investigation team, when you are investigating, you can't take things for granted. What you have taken for granted, you have to again check, recheck. Everything go freshly. Thing is, there should be a mind prepared to check everything, and also leave out all prejudices and look at freshly, try to understand its implication freshly, not go by your old thinking. This kind of mind is an investigative mind. Okay, so this investigation is the function of mind. Observation. So observation is one. The capacity to observe is another thing. Okay. Observation, investigation is one thing. See, there are many people who investigate, there are many scientists, but all of them do not have equally open mind to investigate. Investigation is one, the openness, the mind which is free from prejudices is another thing. In any investigation, you require a mind which is open and free from prejudices, free from any conclusions. Okay, hastily jumping to conclusions, all that shouldn't be there. In any field, it is required, but particularly in Atma Vichara, you need much more purity. That's important, because in Atma Vichara, you are investigating into yourself. And this is the place you are likely to have most confusions, most misunderstandings. It is a most subjective topic it is, because you are investigating into your mind, the depth of mind, the root of the mind. Here your mind itself interferes. In the external world, the mind interferes, but to a certain degree, it is easier, relatively easier to overcome the prejudices and be open in the worldly matters. You see, a court case, a judge is watching a case, observing, listening. There, if the case is not related to you, the case doesn't involve your own personal emotional attachment, you are open, you are impartial and what you call open, impartial and unprejudiced in any court case. But when it comes to your individual, then people are likely to take sides, become prejudiced, become emotionally related. So even in worldly cases, it might disturb. Yet it is relatively easy to remain unprejudiced. It is not easy even for all, even in worldly cases. But okay, let us accept that to a certain degree, it is easier to be impartial in worldly cases. But when it comes to Atma, being impartial is very, very, very difficult. Most difficult. That's why one needs purity of mind. Purity of mind means a healthy outlook towards life. Neither you should be extreme, neither you are deeply hurt, neither you are against somebody, any group of people or a society or world. These days we see them. Man hater, woman hater, money hater, or money minded, and then power minded. All these are the extreme, either attractions or hatred. Either you love one ideology, one set of people, or one side of things, or you hate something. So there should be neither of the extremes. You just see the value of anything, because everything has its own value in a given context up to a certain degree. The problem comes only when you generalize anything. Take money, and you say money is important, money can do anything. You give over exaggerated importance to money. Then that becomes a prejudice. But it doesn't mean that, oh, you don't want money at all and you give up, you are an ascetic and you hate money and you just don't want, you want to underrate money, degrade money and condemn money. Whoever has little money, you have got prejudice against all rich people. So that is also another headache. Okay, poverty is good, but hating rich people also is a headache again, is again a prejudice. So neither you are against richness nor you are in favor of money. Neither you are in favor of poverty itself. Poverty is good, but again poverty should not become an obsession again. See, nothing should become an obsession. Understand the place of everything. If your mind is healthy, you can be a healthy person in any field, anything, with money, without money, with power, without power, with your relatives and without relatives. So in all the situations, mind should be balanced, not extreme, and such person is generally an open-minded person, doesn't have extreme views of anything. Extreme means what? Overgeneralization is extreme. What is extreme view? Overgeneralization. See, we get hurt, we get cheated, we are deeply hurt, we are exploited by some or other people in some or other area. But we seeing one person or one area, we generalize the whole people are wicked. One language is wicked, or one state is wicked, or one particular country is bad, you are all against. So you belong to one country, and you have got national heroes, national enemies also. You have got national friends. India is friendly with one certain country, and then India has got certain enemies also, enemy countries. Now you start hating the people, just because he belongs to your enemy country. So these things are too generalized feelings. Okay, these are all childish feelings, and a person should not be overweighed by all these feelings. Okay, this is what called purity, antakarana shuddhi. That's why we need. So people may get obsessions, addictions with various things, either ideologies or people. You get obsessed or extremely attached to people, attached to things, attached to ideas, sometimes attached to your own personal experiences. Some people have certain personal habits, extremely dependent, or drinking, smoking, or some kind of thing. Any kind of extreme dependency, attachment, or extreme hatred, all of them make the person's mind one-sided, okay, lopsided. It is not healthy, open, and seeing the things is not healthy and open, and is not ready to see the fact as it is. Okay, therefore developing such a mind requires the change of your whole personality, change of your whole life. So regarding life too, it should not be extreme views. Okay, neither you should be too much interested in life, that life alone is everything, worldly pleasures, worldly matter, worldly things alone is everything. Too much of dependency on worldly things, or too much of world negative. World negative means some kind of a Buddhist, some kind of asceticism, that you talk everything against money, against pleasures, against life. You are totally against everything, against very life. Okay, neither you should be against life and life situations, nor you should be totally people. You see the people divided, and they are certain isms also. They call them asceticism, worldlyism, all kind of isms. All kind of isms are born only when you are one-sided, or when you have a sweeping conclusions. That's why in Shastras, in Hindu Shastras, we don't have any ism. Because every ism is one-sided. Everything has its own value. Take it for whatever merit it has, whatever value it has. Everything has a value in a given situation, in a given context, not generalizing. Therefore, this kind of mind is called a pure mind. Okay, it needs you have to very lovingly, carefully cherish your mind. Carefully, spontaneously cherish your mind. Then it becomes a beauty. That mind is really neither extremely attached nor extremely opposite to anything. The life experiences, bitter experiences of our life, we get cheated, or we get deeply wounded in our life. Wounded means the heart gets wounded. These things, deeply cheated, exploited, etc. So in these things we get deeply hurt. The hurt feeling remains and makes you again prejudiced. You should be able to come out of those hurt feelings and again able to see the people naturally, normally. All people are just natural. They are all good people having their own weaknesses. Every person has his own good or bad certain weaknesses. So some people have more, some people may have less. So what? This is how the life is. So, but from my side, I shouldn't have any fixed opinion about any one person based upon any given event or given situation or given factor. Because if people of a society, people in a society, you find all kinds of people. Some people are open, some people are partially prejudiced, some people extremely prejudiced. So we should be able to see them simply human beings as human beings in spite of their weaknesses. It doesn't mean you close your eyes and see that the weakness doesn't exist. We don't mean that. Or we don't mean that in the name of spirituality, like Gandhiji type of thing, that oh, all people are good and originally good, and this is again an extreme thing. Okay? People in their Atma Swarupam, everybody is pure. Atma is ever pure. That is true. But still, when human beings, through mind and sense organs, everybody lives at a certain level. Not all are equally pure, equally good. People have their own certain different levels of purity, different levels of prejudice. So each person has to be dealt with according to his nature, according to his maturity level. You can't generalize anything. So this kind of a total openness and not emotionally extremely dependent on anything. This kind of mind is called a pure mind, okay? Antakarana Shuddhi, the purity of mind. This is what we mean. Pure, I don't know how people understand nowadays, every word is distorted. New ideas are coming. In the modern world, new ideas are coming, extreme ideas. The routine traditional words have been abused and used in any meaning, particularly Hindu words, because we are too much of freedom. Even our God word is abused for any nonsense thing. Everything it is used. Even the word Vedanta is abused. You go to the Google and search Vedanta, you see Vedanta, a company, a factory, a corporation comes, Vedanta Corporation. You go on searching Vedanta, only company, a business company, a production unit or some kind of unit, we don't know. But Vedanta is a spirituality, and you don't find it at all. Most of them only companies, Vedanta company. What is this? So you keep on using the spiritual words. Earlier people would not do that. There was no ban, but people would understand out of their own respect. Let us not use spiritual words, Vedantic words for worldly things, business. If somebody says Vedanta Bank, how does it look like? Or somebody says Vedanta brandy shop, okay, brandy, beer brandy shop, you call it Vedanta, or you call it Brahma, Parabrahma brandy shop. How does it look? Does it make any sense? And nowadays they say it is a freedom. We have got a freedom to do anything. So this is an Asura Buddhi. Asura Buddhi. You can do business. You can make money. But why Vedantic words, spiritual words have to be used for a spiritual meaning, and it is a common property of all society, and it is a responsibility of all people in the society not to confuse the society, not to hurt their feelings. It is a joint responsibility of the whole society. But nowadays the freedom has gone to extreme, too much of extreme. Freedom means only animal. To be animal, freedom to be animal-like. So this modern concept of freedom, particularly this Western concept of freedom, has become vulgar. It has become now. Oh, it is too much it is. So as if any respect to others, obedience to others, you respect your elderly people, your mother, father and other elderly people, respecting them, listening to words, obeying them itself is a very big problem. They say, oh my God, what a God, he's obeying somebody. He says he's lost his self-respect and becoming a slave. This is another extreme. The so-called freedom is a barbarism, it is. So it is barbarism. The freedom is nothing but barbarism. It has become now these days. And another extreme is enslaving also. Certain ideologies like Abraham religion, communism, they enslave the societies. They impose certain ideologies and economic imposition, religious imposition and political imposition, all kinds of things. One side they go extreme, another side freedom goes another extreme. So all these things imply an unhealthy mind, an unnatural mind which is not spontaneous, open and gentle and good-hearted. So the mind has to be good by its very nature. Okay. Such person So all yogas, various karma yoga means you try to develop this purity of mind with various rituals, profession, functions, all kinds of things. Many things you do either through bhakti or karma or yoga or anything. Various yajnas are instruments, are helpful to attain such a state of mind. So now after this he says, now when mind is open, this makes your mind, this makes our mind mature enough. Okay? Mature means not gets wavered by things, not gets emotional, not becomes extreme, but a balanced one. So that a balanced mind will be ready to see the fact as it is. And it should become a sensitive also. Sensitive not in the negative sense, awareful and sensitive. Because in self-observation, mind has to be awareful. Prajna we call it. Awareful it has to be. So it requires some practice. You have to pay attention to yourself, to your inner mind, antarmukha, inward outlook, introspective. Mind has to become introspective. That introspection is also practice. You have to do for some time, for few months. Mind has to develop an awareness to observe yourself. If you have never attempted, it looks blank there. It looks all blank. Okay. That samskara, Gita Bhashya, 2nd chapter we discussed already. It requires a kind of samskara. Shravana Manana samskara. Okay. So the observation, self-enquiry, and a mature mind which is capable of enquiry. These two are the preparations before. This preparation is the first step. Then enquiring is the direct step, jnanam. So how do you get this jnanam? Jnanam requires a purity of your mind and a capacity to observe. Some people are too hasty or too emotional. Too hasty in the sense too hasty in jumping to conclusions. People first make conclusion. They jump to conclusion very fast. Such people can't understand. Observation, investigation cannot be done if you hastily jump to conclusion. Some people are too emotional and too superficial. Not that. You require a depth and observation. Whatever you discover, just stay. Don't jump to conclusion. Yeah, this is what seems to be there. Still let me watch. Again another depth comes. Another layer. Still keep watching. Watching. This requires a continuous watching, a continuous openness. People have patience generally to watch at certain level. Once you discover something, you hail, you rejoice, and you stop there alone. That's not enough. You need to continuously go on and watching. So this kind of openness is a very delicate state of mind. Okay, you have to protect it, not get swayed, not get attracted to any extreme things. And such pure mind is capable of doing vichara. Okay. Now, can we do vichara on our own? On our own, if you do, human mind being what it has got certain outlook. But here Vedanta is helping you to transcend the very human individuality and human mind. Okay? By human I mean all people, universal human I am talking. So universal human mind has certain logic, certain way of functioning, certain way of looking. It functions within certain limits. Causality, cause and effect relationship, time, space, cause and effect relationship within this. So that the human mind has its own limitations. Therefore, and the human individuality. Human individuality is a standpoint. Individuality is a standpoint. So, we are learning the truth. We are learning the truth which is an absolute truth, the truth of the entire universe. So, therefore, the very individuality is abstract set. Therefore, you should be able to set aside the individuality and look at the truth as it is, which is impossible. Because human mind itself is watching. Human being himself is watching. How can he set aside his own individuality? So he can't go against himself. A person can't go against himself. That's why we need a guru and shastra. Guru and shastra doesn't mean again, see, these are the days where everything is interpreted negatively. This Nastika communistic thinking is coming so much that everything is interpreted negatively. Guru is not an individual. Shastra is not a book. Okay? Book means, let me tell you, book means an opinion of somebody. An opinion of a given person. Okay? A given person's opinion, if somebody writes a book, in that book he discusses his own opinions, feelings and musings. That's not Shastra. Shastra talks of universal facts. The fact is a fact for you, for me, for anybody and everybody. But that fact is also from a given angle, you look at it. When you look at a thing from a given angle, what appears on its own, we take it as a fact. But that fact is understood from this particular angle. Whoever takes that angle of vision, you come to see it. It is a universal for all. Okay. So therefore, Shastra is pointing out a fact, and it is helping you to correct your wrong standpoint, come to the right standpoint and just to see for what it is. So Shastra doesn't represent a view of a given person or an opinion of a given person. Therefore, there is no question of differing, agreeing, disagreeing. Agreeing, disagreeing is too personal. Okay, agreeing, disagreeing is personal. But in regarding the universal facts, your personally agreeing, disagreeing doesn't work. Because fact is fact, whether you agree or not. Your agreeing, disagreeing doesn't make any difference. It is a material set aside, your personal likings and dislikings. Fact is a fact. It has to be seen for what it is. Therefore, this kind of openness, Shastra talks of universal facts. Therefore, Shastra, we can only say, it doesn't belong to a group or community. Like a Christianity belongs to the people who believe it, and there is something like a pope or institution, it controls the ideas, controls the dogmas. But knowledge cannot be controlled by anybody. Do you say a scientific institute controls it? Nobody should talk against science, a given principle. It is ours, nobody should question. Is there any institution to protect the criticism of science? Nobody, because all scientific institutions watch, learn and also share with others. Okay, you watch, you observe, discover, understand, coordinate with other knowledges. Already discovered knowledge, this new discovery should be coordinated with that other earlier knowledges, then develop a total picture, you also share with others. So here, it's not the question of science belonging to a particular group. Do you have a German science, French science, English science, and also third world science and West, and then what you call all kinds of science? We don't have that. Science is universal fact. Similarly, Vedanta is just a universal fact. Understanding a universal fact. It is protected by Hindus because Hindus have learnt it, because they took interest in learning it. They learnt it and also they applied it to their own life. They discovered the truth. They shared with others. So it requires a certain atmosphere, a certain personality. Therefore, it has to be protected in this sense, so that people do not misunderstand, abuse it, criticize it, malign it, and write against it. And because people who are not fit for it, incapable of understanding, they distort it and impose it emotionally with ego and all that. So people should not abuse Vedantic knowledge. Therefore, we protect it from reaching into the wrong hands. Right hand, that's why we see whether the person is open and well prepared, and to such person it is given. In a way, Vedanta is a secret. In a way, Vedanta is open. See, our concept of secrecy is not an eternal mystery. It's not a mystery. Secrecy in the sense, You keep it from a person. You don't reveal it to the person when person is not prepared enough, not ready enough to learn and understand. When a person can't understand, keep it secret from him, because otherwise he misunderstands and abuses it and does all kinds of things. When person is ready, then you teach him, because it is meant for us only. It is meant for a person who really sincerely wants to learn. The knowledge is, Vedantic knowledge is meant for people, those who want to sincerely learn. But if he is not sincere, or if he has got certain human weaknesses, not prepared enough to learn, we will only postpone. Ask him to first to get rid of those impurities of mind, become open, and then we'll teach you. We will teach you, no doubt, because knowledge is meant for everybody. But at this moment, it is not likely to help you much, because your own mind is likely to interfere and distort it and help you and make you to misunderstand it. Okay, therefore, it is a secret in a sense. In a way, it is open also. When a person is ready, Guru sees when a person is open and ready, he will be taught. Then person is not ready, we'll wait for him. No, you are not ready, you can learn at some time later. Live for some more time, your life. When you become more mature, then that is the time you can learn, and we will help you. Otherwise, just making Vedanta like advertisement, teach everybody Vedanta, it becomes a prejudiced thing. Because people don't understand, people make mistakes and distort it, misunderstand it, and the same Vedanta becomes a big problem. Therefore, it should be protected. Okay. Second, another thing is, though we are pure enough, we are willing to learn, we are open, some Shastra or Guru has to point out, should help, because human mind itself cannot transcend itself. Mind cannot transcend itself. Some suggestion, some idea, some pointer is required. That pointing out is Guru's job. Guru and Shastra help you to focus your attention in a particular angle, where you drop off all prejudices and limited outlook. So you have to be helped, your mind has to be helped to gain a total outlook, a vision, total vision, not a partial or one-sided. Okay, this is called teaching. Therefore, you have to approach a Guru. Tadvidhi pranipatena, 34th shloka. Learn this knowledge from a Guru. Okay, Guru means, I don't know what the people think. Guru means a person who knows it, like university professor. You go and ask him, he will tell you, and just go away, that's all. It's not simply orally telling. You need what you learned, you have to see it in your anubhava, in your experience directly. Therefore, you need preparation. So, tadvidhi, you learn this from Guru. Now, do we need a Guru? This is the prashna. I told, I think 3 or 4 questions are involved in this shloka. One is, does one need a Guru? These days people are asking. It looks so childish. I don't know why people ask that questions. And that to Indians, Hindus. In Hindu Shastras, it is universally told, everybody, any knowledge we need a teacher, then Vedanta definitely needs a much better, higher Guru. Is not a simple intellectual scholar. So you definitely need a Guru. Anybody needs. Who doesn't need it? So what is obvious, people want to unnecessarily argue out of arrogance. They say, why do we need a Guru? He argues. Earlier Rishis were there without Gurus. They discovered on their own. Therefore, I will also discover. Why do I need Guru? See, you need a Guru because you have not found out answer even for this question. You have got even such a question, preliminary question. You need somebody to answer even to this question. That means you need a Guru. That's all. It is clear. Because you need somebody. You have got doubts. You have got many doubts and many questions. And you are unable to solve on your own. Because human individuality has its own limitations. It can't transcend itself. Okay. Then you need another person who himself has learnt how to transcend, who has transcended the mind. He can help you in pointing out at a right angle in a right step. He can help you to take a right step. Therefore, you need a teacher, you need a Guru. Guru is not simply a teacher. Okay. Guru has got a vision and he can point out, he can help you to discover the vision. Guru is a one who helps you to discover the vision. Teaching is only helping only. Teaching means helping you to discover that vision. So, Guru is required. There are very rarely few people like Ramana Maharshi who didn't need Guru because his mind was so pure and his self-observation, Atma Vichara, that is self-enquiry, he learnt it much in his previous Janma. He didn't need a formal teaching because mind was already in an advanced stage of self-enquiry. Therefore, he could do it. What he learnt it in his previous Janma, it just occurred to him and he started doing self-observation. Therefore, he didn't need much. In his past Janma, he has already achieved it. So, a person who crosses up to certain stage, who goes up to certain stage, where he doesn't need, he transcends the need of a Guru. Very rarely such people you find like Ramana Maharshi who did it on his own without the help of a teacher or a Shastra. But most of the people in general need Guru and Shastra to help us to point out. Okay. Therefore, this question is, do I need it? But earlier Rishis have done it. First thing is, why earlier Rishi, even in these days, Ramana Maharshi was there without needing a Guru, he discovered. So, since Ramana Maharshi discovered without a help of a Guru, then I will also do. So, this is, you are arguing. If you really do your sadhana, if you really do your self-enquiry, where your mind is going, you will understand. Whether you need a teacher or not, you will understand. Whether you are in need of a Guru or without a Guru's help, you can go on, you will understand it. You start inquiring. You start doing Vedanta Vichara. When you do it, in the first step, mind becomes too dull. It is just unable to do anything. Sometimes you listen, but still you fail to understand the depth of it. Therefore, what happens? A person needs Guru's help. Because as I told you, the human individual himself is a self-conditioning. Human mind thinks in terms of certain relations, time, space, cause and effect. These relationships, without these relationships, mind itself doesn't exist. Okay. So human mind instinctively functions in this field of cause and effect, time, space, etc. And such a mind which is used to only worldly objects, which is used to observe only worldly objects, when it is suddenly asked to observe yourself, he doesn't know what to do. Mind becomes dull. He cannot observe. So this is where Shastra says, go to Guru. Because you need Guru and your mind is unable to look at itself. If you can circumvent without Guru, if you can live without Guru, then you already gone very advanced stage of sadhana. You are not in a preliminary step. Okay. And people argue these days, oh, earlier Rishis have done it, why do we need the Guru? This is the arrogance talking, because ego is coming in your way, surrendering to Guru. Respecting Guru, venerating Guru and listening to Guru, your ego is coming in the way. Therefore, you put a false argument that, oh, why do I need Guru? I too can discover. But have you discovered that? You don't need any Guru. Don't read any book. But you already read the books. Okay, hereafter don't read any book and don't accept anybody as a Guru. Now you interpret yourself. Let me see. You just go somewhere. You miss the main point. Therefore, one needs a Guru. One needs a Guru because he needs it. That's all. Simple reason why we don't need any argument to convince you. You need Guru because you need a guidance. Your mind is unable to understand. Therefore, you need a person. You need a Guru in person so that he can point out. Because this is a matter of pointing out. Mind itself goes up to a certain extent and gets stuck there. Beyond that, it can't go. That's where this is talked about here. Learn that openness. Okay. Shuddhi. Therefore, Guru's help is required because Guru helps you to point out. Why resisting? When Guru is helping you to discover certain deeper things, why unnecessarily resisting? First, don't you want to discover the truth? If you discover the truth in whatever way helps you, use it. Why unnecessarily arguing, why should I go to Guru? I ask question, why not? Why should you unnecessarily resist that? If you want to learn the truth, you ask him, whoever knows, and he'll help you to understand. Why resisting? So, when there are other factors, egoistic factors are overweighing in the mind, then talk like an endologist and argue, why should I go to Guru? I can discover. Okay, discover it, then don't argue. Okay, you do on your own and discover. Now that's all, you will be already Brahmagnani and you don't need books, and don't criticize us, those who need. If you don't need a Guru, it's okay. But what about others? Why do you criticize? Why do you generalize that nobody should have a Guru? So here he says, approach a Guru. Going to Guru is important because Guru helps you to discover the fact. Then when you go, first you go to a Guru, you identify a Guru. Because who is a Guru? Generally we see them people who lives little odd life, other than the common people mainstream life. We attribute that he is a yogi, siddha, great man. True, Jnani will be some. Jnani generally, one enlightened person looks generally different from normal people. That's why his enlightenment has got a value. Because normal people get carried away by their own emotions, their own needs, their own impulses, and then that's how they work and live. But a mature person, needs to so he needs a Guru. He has to go, and Guru can help you to point out. So this if you are sincerely interested in truth, whatever the help that comes, you receive it. Why should you resist? Whether the book helps or Guru helps or any other manner, if you are interested in truth, whoever helps you, you will thankfully receive it, and you become humble and you will be very happy that you have received it. Then why resisting it? Okay, then how to identify a Guru? So identifying Guru, in India it is easy. I don't know how to say that. In India also these days, for the modern people who are influenced by modern Western civilization, talking to them is impossible. Because he puts a question, he develops a mind in such a way that he becomes a problem to himself and he can never get rid of himself. That is the people, these modern people do. But in traditional Indian circle, you approach a Guru, and Guru also is sincere, disciple also sincere. If Guru knows, he will explain. If he doesn't know, he says that no, this is not my topic, I have not learnt, I know only this much, now you go to somebody else. So he humbly directs him to somebody else, and then we accept him. Nothing wrong about it. Okay, so identifying a Guru is also important. Don't get carried away by powers. Powers means that magic powers, occult powers, and then so don't go by his popularity in the society. Some people are popular, some people are just remain unknown. Okay, some people have big ashrams and following, some people do not have any following, lives like Avadhuta. So these are not, external things are not criterion to know whether he is Jnani or not. It's difficult, almost impossible. Okay. Therefore, identifying a right Guru means you can go and just talk to him, listen to him. From his behavior, from his talking, you can understand he is something a deeper person. You can see him, any principle, any world, any event, he is looking from a depth of it. From this you understand he seemed to know some truth. So let me try, let me ask him. If he helps you, okay, then it's okay. Otherwise, he'll go to somebody else. Or he himself will guide you, lead you to another guru. So here, identifying guru should not be from the worldly standards, because it is not a worldly scholarship that makes a person enlightened. Some people may be scholars, some people may not be scholars. You find both the ways. Therefore, scholarship itself doesn't decide. So identify a guru. If you have a little common sense, you can recognize it. You don't need a very big scholarship or anything to recognize whether he is a right guru or not. Then once you approach him, do namaskara, which is showing your reverence for him. Pranipata, first do Sashtanga Namaskara. Okay. Then Pariprashna, Seva. After this thing, first do, as you approach a guru, do Sashtanga Namaskara, then do service to him. Service is not a physical service. It doesn't mean he needs it and then you have to do it. Service is developing a loving relationship, a respectable, venerable relationship. It is a meditation. So service itself, serving a guru, itself is a purificatory step. Okay, so tadviddi, once you recognize a guru, approach him with a due reverence, and if you put a question in a proper way, generally any guru who knows the truth, or at least he is an advanced seeker, he will have always a patience, he will have a liking to teach you if you are also sincere. Therefore, knowledge in our shastras, in our society, neither it is imposed on others, nor it is denied when a right person comes. It should not be imposed like these missionaries. Neither you impose on others forcibly, nor you deny it to anybody. Whoever approaches it, you don't give you at all. Both are extremes. Okay. Therefore, it is never denied to a person who deserves it. And to an undeserving person, some pretext it is postponed, or it is not taught at all. Later, when he becomes pure and ready, then naturally it is meant for him. Therefore, seva, service means a loving, venerable relationship with Guru is called service. Service doesn't mean literally doing some physical work. Service means a wholehearted, a sincere, a loving relationship with Guru, okay, sevaya. Then when the Guru is served, he becomes well disposed towards you, because you need a rapport between Guru and disciple. Otherwise, there are likely to be a lot of, if there are prejudice against each other, it's impossible to learn. It's impossible to learn. Nobody should have any prejudice against your own Guru. Okay, so seva prepares your mind. Then pariprashna, go and ask your question, because asking question is important. When you put a question, from the question your state of mind, your depth of mind, your level of mind can be recognized. From your question, any question you put, from the question we can understand at what level that person is, what maturity level is he in. Is he in a too low level or is advanced? From the way of question you can understand it. Therefore, it helps Guru to identify your level of maturity and help you accordingly. Therefore, seva, pariprashna means asking questions. Then when you ask question, here is one more interesting and important thing people have to learn. Any person, any knowledgeable person of any field, whether worldly subject or commerce or economics, society, psychology, philosophy, or any subject, or even Vedanta, any person who loves his subject, he loves to teach others also. He doesn't want to impose, nor he wants to deny the knowledge to others. But if a person is really ready, he happily shares. Therefore, don't have to worry, oh, Guru will teach me or not. Somebody here, young boy comes to me to learn Vedanta. So one day he told me, he approached our office and asked them, can Swamiji teach me something I want to learn? You know what this person working in the office told him? No, Swamiji won't teach anybody. That's all. He remains to himself. And he says, this boy, I am surprised. So I thought that Swamiji won't teach at all. But when I approached you directly, you accepted to teach me, and then you are teaching me. So in between, people do all kinds of distortion. Isn't it? Therefore, directly when you put a question, from that you understand the level of the student, what are his misunderstandings, what are his right understandings, all these things, his level of maturity, his right understanding or wrong understanding, all these things can be learned from his questions. From the question you can see what kind of question he is putting. Has he thought over the question or read some book and start asking? Some people just read somewhere and ask question based upon what he heard before. So this is not the questioning way. So a sincere question with an intention to learn, that is called pariprashna, sevaya. You do seva and then put questions. When he is in a good mood, you ask question, he answers. So upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinah. They are jnanis and also tattvadarshi. That means they are learned people and also enlightened ones. Such people generally love to teach you. You don't have to worry. Okay. So with this, upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinah. I think the shloka is over. There is nothing much. Many things are known to you already. So the basic, then the teaching of Guru, that also we have told. How he teaches? He looks at your maturity level. Accordingly, that sadhana gives to you. When you are really open and ready for listening, understanding the truth, then he teaches you. According to your level, he teaches you. Okay. And he helps you to understand. You can put question again and learn, so that each learning should turn you inward, help you to intuit in your anubhava, intuit in your heart. Okay. Therefore, jnaninas tattvadarshinah. First find out a guru, identify him, approach him with a due reverence, and also listen to him, and he'll teach you. Okay. Then do manana also and nididhyasana also, all that. I think this shloka is over. Next shloka we will cover 35th shloka in the next class. Yajñātvā na punarmohamevam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanya sheshena drakṣasyātmanna yo lakshmasyātmanyato bhuvi ato mayi, not bhuvi, mayi. So he says, the jnanis will teach you. Enlightened people, they love to teach you. If you are prepared, if you are willing to learn. But if you come with an academic interest and all that boring, and they may not take interest. So, and this knowledge is so valuable. Now he is praising by explaining, by showing the importance of knowledge, the greatness of knowledge. Okay. Yajñātva, 3 shlokas. 4 shlokas. From 35 to 38. Okay. In these 4 shlokas, he is revealing the greatness of knowledge, how this knowledge is so important. What does it do to us? How important it is? What does it do to us? He is praising the knowledge in this 35th to 38. 5, 6, 7, 8. 35, 36, 37, 38 in the 4 shlokas. Okay. This we will cover all these 4 in one stroke in the next class. And this shloka is over. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat.